Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to My Monster Preview. This is the Gianni Buttice preview show for My Monster team. So we're doing things a little bit differently this week. I'm obviously joined by Jace. Hi Jace, how you doing?
I'm good, Gianni. I got a bit of a cold, so apologies if my audio's not 100%.
No worries, all good. Well, you're going to do a team reveal with Ben on a separate video, and you're going to do a team reveal with me now. So this is, you guys are familiar with the Monster, I'm sure, right? You pick 11 players, you have a slightly higher budget, but all the prices for the players are different to what you expect for the season long game. The prices are based on form and fixture. So this is very exciting. So I'm going to throw to Jace to quiz me on my team. We'll start with the goalkeeper and work our way through, will we, Jace?
Yeah, I think just start with the back line. I think not the most interesting area of the team, so we can rush through that. But yeah, you've gone with Nick Pope. Very
Yeah.
interesting choice. They're one of the cheapest goalkeepers this game week. I mean, what's the thinking behind that?
Yeah, I mean, what I like about goalkeepers, especially in FanTeam, is the save points. Every time they make a save, you get the point. I just like that as an idea and think, look, you can go for one of the premiums, spend a lot of your budget, and you get those clean sheet wipeouts, or they get the clean sheet, but they get no saves. And I just think it's look, Pope is, yeah, might not get the clean sheet against Everton, but he still might, and he will get loads of saves. So for me, I'm going Pope. Little bit of a kind of way of saving some money at the back.
And the interesting thing as well with Pope is he's already overachieving his XG this season in terms of XG conceded. So he's
Yeah.
back to himself. You know, one of the concerns I had this season was he going to be back up to that same level after his injury? But let's move it in to, I think, quite a fun and interesting three at the back.
Yeah.
We've kind of talked historically how I like fullbacks, but you've gone the same with three big ones. First big one, Cancelo. I mean, there's a lot to love about him, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I mean, we look at the parts of last season and go, oh, he massively should have got way more points than he did in fantasy. I just think this season he'll continue on that theme. We know he likes to take on those inside positions. And of course, look, with Benjamin Mendy out, Zinchenko, yes, is still the left back spot is up for grabs, but we're seeing Cancelo playing there. He's only competing with Zinchenko, not Zinchenko and Mendy. And then on the right, he's competing just with Walker. For me, Cancelo is still the first choice fullback at Man City, whether that's right or left. I think he starts most of the games. So no one is ever nailed completely under Pep, but you think he's going to start 4 and 5. I'm confident he starts against Leicester. Leicester haven't looked great going forward. So he's my man at 8.7. You always think you can get an attack in return with a Man City asset. And I've just not had space, and you'll see later, to squeeze in Man City midfield or forward. So he's kind of my Man City attacking as well as defensive cover. And then I've complemented that with a couple of other fullbacks. And I know you're a big fan of Cresswell, Jason. And when I picked Sue Fowl, who's slightly cheaper, I just thought, oh, I know Jason's going to say it's worth the extra money, but I'm going Sue Fowl. He's my boy. And again, Southampton haven't looked that great going forward. Could West Ham keep a clean sheet? Again, West Ham haven't looked great at the back, but he's a fullback that you just think has always got attacking returns in him. And then I'm going Luca Dean, who started for France the other night. He's not playing against Finland, which was the third fixture for France. They've gone with Lucas Hernandez at left back to make his debut, but Dean got his run out for France, but also has had quite a nice little rest. And again, I just look at the attacking potential and think, whilst Rafa Benitez doesn't or hasn't this season had his fullbacks that high, it's the set piece threat you get with Luca Dean. Remember, no Sigurdsson, Dean on all set pieces. I like that very much. So yeah, that's my back line. Spent a little bit of money there, but I can see attacking returns there. So that's my thinking.
Yeah, I love the Cancelo pick. Three chances created this season already, one big. Kufau, I won't say Cresswell because I know with you. Just with the Digne pick though, I feel, and we've seen it already this season, there is a mistake in that Everton back line.
Yeah.
And if you look at maybe somebody, he's slightly more expensive, but I feel like he's a better pick. You know, maybe could you go up to a Chelsea defender, a Rudiger, who is more likely for the clean sheet, just slightly more expensive, or even bump it up to the premium Luke Shaw, because he's fairly premium at 8.8 anyway? Or are you kind of just set on Dino because of that, you know, set piece differential ability?
Do you know what? Whilst I want attacking returns from my defenders, of course you can never expect them. I looked at Everton Burnley and just thought, I could see ball draw 0-0 Monday night football. There's something in that fixture that makes me go, oh, is that going to be a really dull affair? So yeah, I think that's my thinking.
So let's move into the midfielders then. You've gone Traore to start off the proceedings with. He's quite expensive this game week,
Yeah.
though. 8.9. He's not scored any goals. You're trusting in somebody who hasn't. You're
Love
trusting.
that.
You're trusting somebody who hasn't done anything at all this season. Very brave from you, Gianni.
Love it. I'm thinking of it. Was it Phone Jack where it's like, yeah, I'm in the supermarket. It's like, yeah, I'm on FanTeam, chat with Gianni, we're live. Well, we're as live. Love that. But no, Traore, look, I just think Wolves are about to go on a really good run. Wolves and Jimenez across any sort of fancy football game you're playing this weekend, whether it's season long, people are targeting them in FPL, in the season long fan team. For this particular game, just the Monster, I like it a lot. Traore and or Jimenez. I think Wolves are about to go on a really good run. Watford are much better at home, it is worth noting. But look, Traore and Jimenez have got all the underlying stats already this season that have looked amazing against really good opposition. Wait till they play rubbish opposition. Sorry, Watford fans, but I'm confident there. And I know I've also gone for Sarr, who is cheaper, but if Watford are going to score, it's going to be against Sarr. And I think Wolves will attack loads, and that might leave a few spaces, the home crowd to Sarr get forward. So two very exciting flying wingers. And then obviously Salah. I actually was really surprised by Salah's price. 11.9 million. I wouldn't have been surprised if he was up in the 13s because Leeds, Liverpool has got goals written all over it. So I just think Leeds will concede. I think Liverpool will concede as well. Hence, I've gone for Rafinha as my fourth midfield pick. But I think that game's got goals. So Salah is in, Rafinha is in. I'd love a 4-4 in that game. And, you wouldn't put it past them. You could see that. It's a bit like when Leeds play the top teams, they go toe-to-toe and they have a go. There will be spaces all over the place.
Well, looking at the data as well, Liverpool only have a 33% chance of a clean sheet this weekend. They're not hugely fancied. Leeds are quite a bit less. And so I like the Rafinha pick as well because I think that Leeds will nick at least a goal because they are at Elland Road, which they made a fortress against the top six sides. As I kind of said to you, I think it was last week, they had a fantastic run there. Just with the Sarr pick, though, you said that Watford are not good, but are you buying into the talisman effect with him?
Yeah, I massively am. Like, yes, he's playing as a wide forward, but if they get a pen, it's him that goes down. Is he on pens? I think he might even be on them. If they get a goal, you think he's going to be involved. And also, he's pretty cheap, 8.0. Like, everything goes through him. I'd be very surprised if Sarr is at Watford next season. People were surprised that he played in the Championship. After his debut season in the Premier League, he did really well, had a few suitors, stayed with them, did very well in the Championship. I think he'll have a very good season again. Yeah, I'm happy with those picks.
Yeah, everything does go through him with 8 chances created this season for Watford. He does look fantastic. But let's move it on to the front line here. You've got your captaincy pick up here as well. The first one, CR7. You've not been put off by the rumours that he won't start?
I mean, the beauty is we're going to get press conferences on Friday. We can still change these teams. For now, Ronaldo is in. We're recording this on a Tuesday. Ronaldo did train today. He was at the training ground. I think Ronaldo starts. If he had been playing for Portugal in their second and third fixtures, which were trips to Budapest and Baku, I was thinking, there's no way he's going to play. Portugal fixture 2 against Qatar. Was it fixture 2 Qatar, fixture 3 Qatar? I can't remember, but it was 2 really, really far journeys. It was Budapest and Baku. No thanks. Getting to Manchester on the Wednesday, Thursday night, settling in with his family, barely any training. No, he played against Ireland and he's had a good few days in Manchester already. And we're only on Tuesday. He'll train Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, run through Friday. I'm pretty confident he starts. And I'm giving him the armband because the Newcastle backline we know is fairly weak. The home crowd, his debut, player for the big occasion. He's a bit of a flat track bully. When you look at the numbers, he scores against weaker opposition. We know that from Serie A. He loves headed goals. That's his main threat now. You'd never say that was his main threat before, although still was always a very good header of a football. He's now the best in the world at it. And Newcastle centre-backs are often at 6s and 7s. So if United get him the service, Luke Shaw crosses, yes, please. Maybe Sancho crosses if Sancho plays. Then I think Ronaldo's gonna get some action. So yeah, for me, it was between him and Lukaku, but Ronaldo gets it. Lukaku is my vice. Again, missing Belgium's last game of this period, I think it's one of those, I'm going to miss it, so I'm fit ready for Chelsea because Champions League is coming up. Important Premier League game against Aston Villa, who won't have Martinez in goal, and there's fitness concerns over Mings. I think Chelsea win that game quite comfortably. I'm looking forward to that on Saturday at 5:30. So Lukaku and Ronaldo, I know they're premium picks, guys, but straight in, and actually at 13.1 and 13.3 respectively, could be good value. And we've got the budget, because remember, we get more budget to pick our 11s in this game. And then Antonio, it's just Antonio. He's a premium asset delivering week in, week out now. And actually, for once, he's got the premium price tag, 10.6. We're not used to seeing him that high in our season-long games. But West Ham just look good. And Antonio looks like a man possessed. Yes, please.
He's Mr. Vibes at the moment, isn't he? He oozes the vibes. You feed them in. He's looking so good. There's no kind of analysis needed on that. With Ronaldo, I think a really interesting stat that I looked at from the FIFA Pro report over the last few seasons, he's averaged 91 minutes per game that he's actually played in. So he's going to get, the point, hopefully, for Manchester United. Again, one of the FanTeam foibles is if you play 90 plus minutes, you get an extra point, which is absolutely fantastic. And then just a quick one, Ben isn't here, so I'm the representative of Premier Injuries. The Lukaku situation, a few people were worried that he might be injured. He's managing an ongoing issue. He had a scan, but from Ben himself, he says he's probably likely to play. So I love it all. And I think the interesting thing is when people look at my team, we've got a lot of similar people. And I think you've kind of done well with managing what are a few difficult fixtures with people that are playing, one another and tough to call. The final question to you, though, is would you say this has been actually a very tough week because there's been so many good choices to kind of manage?
We got some brilliant fixtures. And when we have good fixtures where big team plays little team, you go, okay, there's options all over. So I looked at United Newcastle. I'd love Greenwood. Can't fit him in. I look at Chelsea versus Villa. Maybe I want Havertz or Mount or one of your fullbacks. Reece James could be a really nice pick. Leeds Liverpool has got so many goals in it, I think. So yeah, I think Man City Leicester's a really underrated fixture for City. Leicester have looked really, really poor. They just about beat Norwich. They were quite fortunate. So yeah, it's a really good week, and it's a great week to be playing the Monster. I love the fact we get a little bit of extra budget. Makes it way more fun. You can add more premiums in, which we all want. It's a pretty safe captain pick, but I'm really interested to know what you guys doing if you're watching this, what you're doing with your captaincy, what you're doing with your 11. So drop it in the comments below, because genuinely, I've taken a bit of time to create this team, but I definitely want Friday press conferences. I definitely want a few tweaks. So I'll be reading those comments to see, if I can be influenced. Like already, you mentioned earlier, do I want to consider Dean to Rudiger? Maybe that's not a bad shout. So I'm going to be considering that and probably making a few tweaks on Friday. But this is where I'm at. So hope you guys are playing along. Like, comment, obviously subscribe. Let us know if you like this format. I think I've been talking now for about 13, 14 minutes. So quick fire, 15-minute vids. Do you like that? Ben's going to be doing similar with Jay Slater. It might be a bit longer because they're both going to share their teams. But yeah, let us know. And please do check it out on the FanTeam website, how you're playing. Because remember, there are 2 games for the Monsters. So there's the £1.68 game where the prize pool is £10,500. And then there's the £10.8 game where the prize pool is £42,000. So yeah, what are you up for? The 168 or the 1008, or maybe both? But yeah, give it a go. You can have multiple entries, and I look forward to seeing you next week, where we will be updating you on the scores. And if you watch this week's Ben and Jace video, you will also see the scores on the doors. I'm not going to mention who maybe didn't do so well last week. So we'll see you soon, guys. Take care.